Welcome to my channel, KC. That's me, Carrie Chug, the Sledge Storyteller, here to talk about the wonderful world of storytelling and to open up discussions about how we can tell the best stories we can. So, I realize now that I've been doing reviews on a lot of superhero movies that were milestones, and this has to be one that carries the biggest because it's the first big budget blockbuster one, Superman the movie. It came out in a time when it was unimaginable for a superhero movie to reach an audience, and the biggest producers were getting antsy over how much money would have to go into the special effects to make it believable and be taken seriously. And thinking, okay, is an audience going to receive this type of thing? Do people want to see a superhero film? I'll take up too much time if I get into that part all too much, the process that went into producers. I mean, it's a kind of a shady story as far as the Salkinds are concerned, but I have the link down there. It's directly from Warner Brothers that covers that whole story. I've yet to talk to anybody, even anybody who hates the movie, who doesn't believe that Christopher Reeve personifies Superman. Took a little extra muscle building in the gym and some shoe polish to give him that trademark jet black hair to seal the deal. But whenever you see him in the super suit, he looks like he leaped straight out of the comics. He played a compassionate, emotional, sometimes vulnerable, and driven Superman that culminated in his being faced with a big ethical dilemma where he ultimately follows his heart and saves the woman who had stolen his heart. But just as important, Reeve was just as convincing as the nerdy, bumbling Clark Kent, to the point where I feel convinced that he's well disguised, even with the minimal concealment by the eyeglasses. But as with all other heroes I've covered, the effects crew were also vital. Richard Donner's slogan for the project was verisimilitude. He didn't want to just have us rooting for Superman. He boldly put out the movie's tagline, "You will believe a man can fly." So when you consider that not a whole lot had been done in improving visual effects for the flying effect up until then, because that's where the big experimentation was going. I mean, you get George Reeves, and here you got just around the same time Shazam, where Captain Marvel is flying, as he was still known back then, Captain Marvel. But Richard Donner's big goal demanded tons and tons of experimentation. And there's another link to the video that gives you a lot of insights into that experimentation as well that I've left in the description. So yeah, this act takes a big chunk of time up, but it establishes a lot about what made Superman who he is, powers as well as traditions that taught him how he would put his powers to benevolent use. Marlon Brando seemed to bring his entire Shakespearean experience into playing Jor-El and making him a man of science as well as noble principles. And his speech to little Kal-El just before launching him into space on his journey to go to Earth, it's warm and loaded with heart. And you have to love the beautiful crystalline set design of the planet Krypton. Pretty much a black hat, but still a charismatic black hat you'd expect Gene Hackman to portray as Lex Luthor. But here he shows charm in his arrogance, and also how he handles his vain and devious schemes, all the focus he has in gaining land ownership through mass homicidal destruction makes for a very challenging villain. He's also well supported by Ned Beatty as Otis and Valerie Perrine as Miss Teschmacher. They make up the bulk of the comedy that exists in the movie, though there's plenty of others elsewhere. How Margot Kidder made it work as Lois Lane was as the uber-ambitious go-getter fanboys know her to be. That, and as one whose heart races for Superman and can stir the same emotions from him, there's no denying the chemistry between the two that they made that work. She was beautiful, and can't believe how many in that cast have already passed away as far back as that goes. But Margot Kidder, wonderful Lois Lane. Superheroes have captured my imagination for as long as I can remember, be it the 1960s Batman series, the movie we're talking about right now, Superman the movie, subsequent cartoons from both DC and Marvel, and the more I was thinking about them, the more ideas were coming together of what I could come up with, and that has culminated currently into both Sledge number 1 and Sledge number 2. The link to order those through Indie Planet are in one of several links today, but a link below the description. And I encourage you to give it a try, give it an order. Sledge number 1 is available in both formats, physical and digital, as both of them are available in both formats in Indie Planet. But Sledge number 1 is also available through Kindle, so that's an option right there if that's your kind of preference. But please give it a look, and please give it an order. And if you're coming this far into the video, thank you for watching, and please continue to watch the rest of this. If you like this video, please click like. If you like this channel, please click subscribe. I love how the strength of the movie's cast extends to the supporting actors as well. I've already mentioned Brando and Hackman, but also Hollywood Golden Age standout Glenn Ford plays the small role of Jonathan Kent. The Kryptonian Council actors, they were high-profile British stage actors, and it's hard to imagine an actor that I first chose to play Perry White, Keenan Wynn, how he would have been better than Jackie Cooper, who had been pulled away from TV directing to give us, in my opinion, the best grouchy, grumpy Perry White thus far seen. But, while he never has much prestige in Hollywood, of course there's Back to the Future, but Mark McClure played a wonderfully aw shucks Jimmy Olsen, and we even get a pre-Cliff Clavin John Ratzenberger as the Navy missile technician. And apparently he got promoted between movies, because in Superman 2 he's a NASA technician. So again, Act 1 on Krypton gave us a great feel for what made Superman what he is, some of his education as well as picking up his powers. Act 2 in Smallville gives us a warm feel of what kept Clark Kent down to earth, where we get the feel of the values he learned while growing up on the farm. Act 3 gave us Superman as the amalgamation of both worlds, as he operated as a hero, showed some invulnerability with his naivete, but came through to save everybody he possibly could. And his opening scene, you gotta love that, and his big rip open the shirt to reveal that, and can't use the phone booth, so he uses a revolving door. And why the decision was made for the first guy he encounters to be a pimp, don't know why, but I wouldn't change it. That's I got a lot of fond memories of first seeing that, and of course I was too young to understand what that was. But his big line, I'm not going to try to imitate it, I suck at jive talk, but yeah, love that bit. And the way it all comes together is done very well, the way that Superman ultimately triumphs over Lex Luthor. It would be a travesty to leave out John Williams' Soaring score. It's sweet in the right places, it is warm in the right places, and the exciting parts, they make me believe I can fly more so than I believe I can fly. But it's everything that a Superman score should be. Overall, this is a thrilling movie. It was an awesome beginning to a movie genre. It started off on the right foot, though it took quite a few missteps along the way, even some missteps within that franchise itself. But I'll never lose my love for Superman, the movie. I'll go so far as to say it is truly awesome, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. But that's my take on Superman the movie. Agree, disagree, something I left out, please let me know in the comment section. And I keep thinking about what's going on socially, and I hate that some debacle going on in the Oscars takes up so much of the news when I think there are weightier issues out there, and so much of what happened at the Oscars, it seems like the response to that, where there was an episode of anger, is to respond with more anger. Let's rethink how we're evaluating things. Let's try to solve things through working things out. But everyone be safe and God bless.